Welcome gamers, welcome game designers. We are back. This is Biofire Games. Woo, yeah. Made 2 successful games, canceled 3rd game. We're on the 4th game, yeah. Let's go. Okay. We are here with, in the top left corner, would say zombie shooter. We've been calling it tactical top-down shooter, TTDS. We don't have a great name for this one yet, but we are making a top-down shooter. We have been at this only for about a month. Actually, just at the month mark as of 2 days ago. And we have designed quite a bit of the game mechanically. This time we decided to take a step back and rethink and look back and say, okay, I want to make the basics work, and then we're going to make everything else work, which that has given us more motivation and more good feeling every time we get something done. So to get started, I'm going to show you the options menu because I don't have any options, and I just want to show that off. It's really funny to me, but we are here for showing off the game. So to get started, I am going to show that this is going to be a procedurally generated world. I may exit and come back in several times because the procedural generation, it does function properly, but it may not give me the map that would show off everything. So I'm going to hit play here. And we are here in the game. I'm going to spin around just for a second and kind of show off that after 4 seconds the game lags immediately. And that is on purpose. In order for the AI to move around, we have to do a scan after 4 seconds. So when the game comes a little bit further on, we'll have a load bar to hide that so that way the player can't move for the first 4 seconds of the scene being loaded. As of right now, we have a very non-typical zombie shooter looking like gear over here. I just took some images that I have personally. These are ones that I did purchase. They are royalty free, so they are, it will be used. Without moving, I'm going to go ahead and show you the player here, blue dot here. I'm going to hold left click, and as I'm holding left click, I'm shooting. Now, as I said, I am holding left click and I don't shoot right away. Basically, it builds up a timer. Basically, it's your character pulling down the trigger and then letting the gun kind of heat up real quick and then shooting. It's not that much of a delay, and most guns will not have a delay of that nature, but it is a way for it to make it so we don't shoot all of the bullets right away. You'll also notice about after 8 shots, all of a sudden I stop and reload. You don't see the reload down here yet. That is to be made later on, but we do have 8 shots and then it reloads. I can manually reload, so I'm going to shoot 2 times, reload, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then reload. Down here we have grenade body variant. That is going to be this buddy right here. I only have 3 of these, so I'm only show off 1 right now. Boom. It's a grenade. It's flying. And I'm going to lose it because it didn't hit the wall. I'll explain the camera thing here. Boom. Now, as you see, that exploded and I took health down here. Shouldn't have been that much health. I don't know what's going on there, but I was supposed to take 25 damage from being hit by the explosion. A little far out, but it's functional. We'll work on the design later. So I'm going to go ahead and move around a little bit. This is WASD commands. If I'm holding W, I'm moving up, A, D, S, so on and so forth. If I am moving, and I'm constantly moving, so right now I'm holding W, I'm not going up right away. I kind of do a slide little motion here. This is S, so I should be going down, but I'm sliding. As soon as I release, I stop. The sliding mechanics not designed to be there the entire time. We're working on trying to make it a little bit more smooth working, but again, it's functional, and that's what matters more than anything else right now. Follow up. This little thing at the top right, it's supposed to be a mini-map. The mini-map is not functional in this version of the game. In Unity, it works perfectly fine. To move on, we have grenade body variant, and we have this little selector here. I'm going to use the mouse scroll wheel, and it goes over to consumable body. Now, here's the thing. Again, I'm going to use my second grenade. Boop. And it obviously did not swap those over. This is more or less for visuals down the road. We haven't gotten there yet. So, and then this says light armor variant. We're working on an armor system as well. The character is currently using light armor. There's nothing else that exists, so realistically it's the same thing as base stats right now. But to continue, so I'm going to go ahead and move around. I'm going to go into this room here, and as I get to the edge here, you're going to see a camera swap. So that camera swap, after a character reaches a certain invisible wall right about here on the map, they will change the camera over, so that way it looks more like they're in this room and not that. Have actually died and came back. There was a little bit of a video error, so I want to go ahead and reshoot some of this stuff. So next thing I wanted to show you was this little green pool over here. This is going to deal some damage to me over time. I'm also going to show you that there's actually a melee function to the game. So I'm going to hit V. You see a little cone that comes out. I'm constantly tapping it, but it's only allowing me to attack every 1 second. So as I'm in that circle, I'm going to be tapping that, and you're going to see that my attack speed is going to drop, and it's going to recover once I'm out of it. So, Alright, so I've taken about as much damage as I can, but the attack speed actually dropped all the way down to 3 seconds, so I can only attack every 3 seconds. But now I'm back to normal. So last time I was here in the video, I was able to see that I was going this way. So I'm going to stop here. I'm going to see that I press E to open the door. So these doors will show up occasionally. Now they don't have the greatest spawn rate, so they don't show up all the time. They show up a lot of the time. Oh look, the mini-map is working. I'm going to dive into that a little bit more. I found out what the issue was later. Basically, the camera's just in the wrong spot. But we'll get there. I'm going to come over here. Say hi. This is a bad guy. This is Mr. Move from Gray Dot to Gray Dot guy. Now that's actually his Gray Dot. And this must be a different enemy's Gray Dot. Who does that belong? That's who it belongs to. It belongs to this guy. So, first off, I'm going to shoot this guy. So, hold down the... Oh, notice that these guys don't recognize me. They don't attack me. The guys just move from side to side. They actually do have detection on, but they aren't programmed to do anything after detection has been made. So, I'm going to shoot this guy. And he's going to fly. So, yeah, right now physics hits them really hard. The bullet has the same mass as one of these. At the same time, it also has much higher velocity, so it's going to push these guys a lot harder. Boop. And after 5 hits, it is dead. However, if I have one of my 3 grenades available, and get my sliding out of the way, I go ahead and throw that out. And of course, oh, I just died. Ah! Okay. Well, let me reload. Well, I'm back. I found a new bad guy. He's stuck in that corner for some reason. But I'm going to move over here. Boop-a-doop. And I'm going to throw the grenade. And hopefully it goes in the direction I wanted to. There we go. And instant death. Hey, I actually took 25 damage this time. Or it looks close to it. So, that's good. That's good. Everything's working. So, we got a brand new map, so I gotta go around and find things. So, the objective of this game is to find the last room that was created. That is currently deemed the boss room. The thing with the boss room is that it's not going to be a boss room. It's going to be an objective room. So down the road, the idea is to make procedurally generated objectives, and then you would choose an objective for the world. You would go in with your buddies, up to 4 players, and find the objective room, do whatever the objective is, and then run. And then basically try to get back to the beginning. It may not contain a boss in the objective room. Actually, in fact, we are trying to against doing that. And maybe do some bosses as like mini bosses that you might come across, but then have like optional better equipment, something like that. Something that you could possibly skip, but you don't necessarily have to do. More of a reward kind of thing. Oh, let's talk about this real quick. These are little alcoves. Whenever a room does not spawn, it will do one of these. So, that's why that exists. I'm trying to find one of 2 different things. Number 1 is I'm trying to find the boss room. And second, there is another form of one of these kind of rooms that I've made. I want to see if one spawned. If one didn't spawn, we'll reload the game again and show off that. So, load speed montage. Alright, so here we are. We have found the boss room. Alright, we can tell because there's a red spot. Red means bad, like the bad guys. Anyway, which way? So this is where the boss or the objective room would be. Doors spawn randomly, so it doesn't necessarily mean that there's always going to be a door there. And that indicator for where I'm at, for which way I'm facing, is completely invisible. Alright, might need to change that depth of road for testing purposes. Or just leave it alone because we can tell where they're going with the gun. Anyway, that is where the objective room would be, so I would have to make my way back through this maze. And what would happen down the road is we would have the mini-map here to help, or the map that we would have in the options menu. And the options menu is what I pulled up earlier, hit escape, and under escape I can get to here. Now notice that I'm moving with the escape option, or the options move up. Just press escape again and I can close that. There's nothing stopping the player from moving right now with the options up. Debating about having that actually pause the game or not, because this is going to be a multiplayer game, so instead of pausing the game, it probably wouldn't do that in the multiplayer settings anyway, so it kind of wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. Unfortunately, I was unable to find 2 of the rooms that I wanted to find, so I'm going to be closing out and coming back in to do a different map. So, bear with me a second. I'm going to speed run over to the areas for. Alright, so luckily only 2 rooms in and we can actually see this map here. So what this is in comparison to the other rooms, is a larger room. Has more zombie spawn locations. I didn't get a single one, but that's okay. It is chance. So these rooms here are the size of 2 of the rooms side by side. Hint the term large. We are going to be making huge rooms, which would be more like 2x2s instead of 2x1s or 1x2s down the road. But these rooms here will be more common in the game versus the 1x1s that we currently have to make the game function. A little bit camera jump. I need to extend out that camera boundary a little bit here in the large rooms. 3 large rooms and not a single enemy. So yeah, maybe I gotta double check on this. Okay, here we go. Found the boss room. It's pretty quick to find that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run straight to the right, and the reason I'm running straight to the right is because I want to show that the mini-map is actually functioning. It's just for some reason really far to the left of the player. I don't really know why. But here you go. You can see that's the boss room. You can see it's creating the look of everything. But you can see if I go down a little bit, you can't see this room. I never explored that room. That's why you can't see that, which is kind of cool. So down the road, we'll have the map that you'll be able to see in the options menu here. There'll be a map that pops up, so that way you can access that. And then you can see the shadow of that door. I think that's because it's not viewing from high enough, but should be a door that you should be able to see. There should be a green bar. You can kind of see the green right there. Anyway, I'm going to keep going down here, and you'll be able to see the red dots for the enemies. They're pretty big in comparison to the enemy, and they're designed to be that way. So that way they're more obvious to the player. We did see the dots earlier, but not the map earlier, so why is that? Simply, I want you to be able to see the enemy if you know that they're coming up on you. Down the road, we'll have something like involving sound that'll indicate enemies. We also want to have like something that tells the player that the character here, should be able to sense them. But that is it, guys. That is all of the TTDS that we have made so far. We have obviously more coming to you. We have a monthly video planned for this project, just like we did with Alistair's Journey. We have a little bit better scheduling concept, a little bit better video game design concept of what we can handle during the weeks. And we have a little bit more motivation because, guys, Alistair's Journey, as mentioned earlier, is now on itch.io for PC build, no ads. So simply go on to itch.io, type in Alistair's Journey or BioFire Games. We're on there now. If you don't know where that is, look in the link in the description in the video. We'll also be having our merch store on there as well, as it'll be more commonplace to have our merch on there. So yes, please support the developers. That way we can actually start working these retail jobs, so we can actually pump out video games a lot faster than what we've been doing so far. Have a great one, guys. Enjoy 2021. I know that this year's last year was not so great. We're here to make this one better. Have a great one, guys. Peace.